And we're back from commercial break. TLC matches moving forward with this next setup of qualifying matches for the chamber. The new corporations, Edward versus British Punk from the New Talent Show. We'll see who will qualify between these two in these next sets of TLC matches to qualify for the chamber for the Flame title. As you know, the Rams wanted new competitors to fight for the main championships during his retirement tour. That's why they're involved in this big matchup here. But again, we'll see who qualifies between these two here tonight. But you gotta imagine, Hans, British Punk is a new superstar still. I mean, he's rising in the New Talent Show. But Edward has a lot of experience in the indie circuit before coming to TPW. That's why he was moved to the main roster once he was in the company before the New Talent Show. But this is again a huge opportunity for both men, but especially British Punk, to display his talents and maybe eventually be moved up to the main roster if he's able to qualify for the chamber. It's a big feat just even qualifying for these chamber matches. Indeed, any opportunity you have at the main championship, you showing your skills, you can definitely qualify yourself. And those tuning in, we're sorry for the technical difficulties. That's why it was shut off for a second, but we're back on the air, and we have our first out of 5 qualifying matches for the TPW Flame title chamber, the main title chamber, here in our old school event. And each match will be a TLC match. This is going to be interesting to see how these competitors favor in a TLC landscape. Big back elbow by British Punk. And as we mentioned before, the Ram wants all new competitors to qualify for the chamber for the main title during his retirement tour. That's why we have newer superstars like Edward and British Punk as of many superstars qualifying for this chamber. Indeed, Hans, and we have, for sure, we have new superstars like you have Mr. USA, LJ Alagua, the new talent champion, chosen one. You have Preston and Daniel Brown. You have Freddie and the Animal, all pretty basic new superstars in this industry. A lot of them from the new talent side of things, including Preston, Alagua, and the Animal, being able to compete in these qualifying matches for the TPW No Escape Chamber pay-per-view. But it has been quite a night so far. We had the women's side of things, qualifiers, and definitely a good list of people. I mean, we have who qualified in those matches were Tegan, Linda, Alexia, and Rachel. And obviously the stipulation for that again is the two main champions on the women's side will be involved in that chamber. If they're able to win one of them, that chamber, they get to choose their opponent at Extravaganza, then the stipulation for the match. But if one of them, or both of them, obviously have to get eliminated, then the person who wins that chamber gets to select the championship of their choosing at the end of the night. in that chamber match. So it's definitely going to be an unique, interesting decision made by the board and the RAM, including our GMs, a part of the board in that decision, and as well having pretty much all new Earth superstars in this qualifying matches. But I think my favorite so far would be in favor of Edward. He has a lot more experience being from the Indies and pretty much all over the world before coming to TPW, so he's my head pick to win this match. But who do you think will win, Hans, between these two? In a TLC match in general, you have to climb up the ladder and grab the briefcase to win the match, so the competitor with the most agility and speed has the favor in this kind of matchup. I would think that either one of these competitors have that speed and agility. I think more so, like you said, Edward has that speed. So I have to go with Edward with this one as well. But you never know. It could be British Punk who wins it. He's a little bit younger than Edward. So it's Russian roulette, as they say. In these type of matchups, anyone could literally win. And after that steel chair shot, it could be Edward winning this matchup if he's able to get that briefcase down, but knocking him down is British Punk. British Punk telling him to get back up, and British Punk with the big sunset flip. Again, two different competitors, but pretty much the same. And again, Edward is using full advantage of the TLC. He's using a table in the middle of the ring. Not looking good for British Punk at all here. And Edward with a blue thunder bomb on the ladder. Not looking good for British Punk here. Could Edward pull out an upset and win this matchup? That's what everyone's mind is on right now. Has the table set up, looking to put British Punk through it, possibly. But British Punk with the reversal. Not looking good for Edward. Ooh, what a suplex. Well, grabbing a chair. This is not... Oh, what a shot with the chair. What a mistake made by the inexperienced British Punk. Good style aiming at the legs. Not able to climb up that ladder is Edward. Aiming at the leg of British Punk. And now taking full advantage, trying to finally grab down that briefcase if he can. No! British Punk with another push off the ladder. Climbing up the ladder is British Punk now, but again, this time Edward pushing him down. In the corner is British Punk. Talking smack is Edward to him here. Running forearm to the face. Inverted bulldog there. Or inverted DDT, sorry. And looking for another sunset flip. Or sunset power bomb, sorry. Fan saying one more time that British Punk gonna take full advantage. He's knocked out. Trying to finally get that briefcase down to qualify for this chamber match. But again, Edward with a DDT to British Punk. And it looks like Edward could be qualifying for this chamber if he's able to get down that briefcase. But once again, British Punk pushing him off the ladder. And I then mentioned that we will have actually random matches selected for the rest of these qualified matches. Not all TLC matches, I'm sorry about that. But hopefully we'll get all the information throughout the night. Oh! What a swanton. Edward back out of the ring, looking to try to gain some momentum here. Possibly grabbing the ladder once again. Climbing back up. British Punk again knocking him off the ladder. It's like they're taking turns here climbing and one person gets back up after the other. And again pushed off the ladder. You can see the welts forming on both their backs here throughout this intense matchup. And now fighting back and forth are Edward and British Punk. Ooh, what a fury of punches, but no one won that. Edward rolls through. what a big drop kick, knocking both men down. Their energy level is really low. Again, one will be able to win this match. And again, big German to Edward there by British Punk. Back up top is British Punk. Could he finally get it down? And he does. British Punk qualifies for the chamber. What a huge win for British Punk, qualifying on his end for the chamber against the new corporation's Edward. We'll see if the next competitor has what it takes to move on.